What's going on, everybody? This is, sadly, the final episode of Big Fella Podcast. I don't know about how you guys are feeling about it, but I'm hurt.
Yeah.
I don't even want to do introductions.
It's been a long journey.
Yeah.
But we here, man. We got something in store for y'all, too, later on, so.
But,
you know,
it's not the last episode.
Nah.
This is just the last of season 1. Woo, yeah, everybody's excited. Where's my applause? I need to turn it on. Yeah, sound effects.
You slacking right now.
Sound effects.
You lacking right
applause.
now. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
So, but we got a lot more content and everything coming your way. Once we get settled, because I don't know if you know, but both myself and Vale will be moving from this terrible state of Indiana. So we will no longer be able to do our studio meetups like we do now. So we got a lot of equipment to get, a lot of things set up and everything so that we can come back with stuff for season 2. You know, Vale, he's moving out to Cleveland.
Yeah.
You know, he's
Bron and them. You know, the Kang, you know what I'm saying? We're going to be in there, man. You know, the greatest player alive is going to be in his town. Well, when I arrive, he will be in my town because that's kind of how things go with me. So.
And then I'll be going back to Dallas to be with my peoples and everything. You know, go back home, you know, because the city miss a boy. You know, you feel me? So
yeah, what's next? Because we're not going to lie out here.
So we'll get into our first time. But before we do that, we have a guest for this final episode of season 1. Yeah. And this guy, he's an avid supporter of our podcast.
Yeah.
Many a times I've been stopped by this man. He's approached me with his views on certain things we talked about. Either he's agreed with me or he's disagreed. He's not afraid to say what he's got to say. So, Jaleel, what's going on, man?
What's up, fellas? Yes, Jaleel, man. Lil shoot the gap, you know me. Kind of hurt it took to the last episode. They mention me every time. Like, yeah, Jaleel say. Yeah. But now I finally get to say, so we're going to see how it's coming.
Have we mentioned you on here before?
Yeah, we mentioned multiple times.
Yeah. Okay.
They called me once, too.
Yeah,
I know that. I know. It probably wasn't me mentioning him. Probably was other people. You know,
yeah, it's true. Yeah, because I wasn't trying to talk about it.
Yeah, I probably ain't mentioned him. Right? It could have been me. Okay. We'll get into that later on.
But this man is here because I'm sure a lot of you know that Kanye West has been acting a damn fool these last few weeks. And so this man is he's kind of a fan, he calls himself, a lover of Kanye's work, as others may put it. So we thought we'd bring him up here, have the conversation. Now, before we get straight into it with the nonsense that he may just spew over these mics, let's do a little recap. So this whole thing started out, and feel free for y'all to interject in what I'm saying, if correct me if I'm wrong. So starting out, Kanye comes out of his hibernation, and he starts talking about all these albums that are coming out. And so these are all the albums that he's executively produced. And so he's got his album. He has another album with Cudi, Pusha T's album, and then Nas too, which I don't know how likely that's coming out. But this is what he's mentioned. And so he says this at first, and then a couple days go by, and then he puts out a tweet about his support of Candace Owens, who is a conservative commentator and Trump supporter, who is known for she just flat out says what she feels. And so what he says in the tweet is that I love the way Candace Owens thinks. Now, if you don't know anything about Candace Owens, she's been known for saying things like racism is in the past, blacks that cry racism are just overly privileged Americans, police brutality is not a thing, President Bill Clinton is to blame for mass incarceration of black men, which is true, and that President Obama is a spineless coward. But the thing about Candace Owens, her family, they won a lawsuit of $37,500 from the Board of Education of Stamford, Connecticut for racism that she was experiencing. But racism is in the past. Any comments on that before I continue?
Yeah, she a goofy.
Yeah,
Flat
that
out.
just shows how stupid Kanye. We're gonna get into that later.
Yeah.
That's just
All right. So then,
ridiculous.
yeah, go on. So on April 25th, Kanye continues to tweet about his love for Donald Trump. And he says, "You don't have to agree with Donald Trump, but the mob can't make me not love him. We are both dragon energy. He is my brother. I love everyone. I don't agree with everything anyone does. That's what makes us individuals. And we have the right to independent thought." Not wrong, not wrong. He goes on to show off his MAGA hat, Make America Great Again hat, that was signed by Donald Trump in photos and in his freestyle with TMZ. So that's what we have up to this point. So before we get into any of the later stuff that happened, his interview with Charlemagne. What'd you guys think about that interview?
I think it was a great interview. It was pretty long.
Yeah, hour
But-
and 45 minutes.
Yeah, but I think it was good because it gave his perspective. I think we live in a soundbite world. So all the interviews and things we see, even Twitter, because it's so short, like what you could post, we see like little things and leave a lot of stuff open to interpretation. But I think the interview gave Kanye a chance to kind of explain more in depth, try to articulate his thoughts, even though they can come across like very, very controversial.
Yeah. I felt like he had, I don't know, with the interview, I felt like a lot of the things that he said, or at least how he explained it, it made me understand a little bit more. Because, with Twitter, you have limited characters, and so you can't completely explain your point. But, then again, he's got to be responsible for what he's going to say, since you can't do that. But, no, it made me understand some things, definitely see it from his point of view. Does that mean I necessarily agree with him? No, it just helps me see his train of thought in a lot of these things. Bill, anything?
Yeah, I think that. I was gonna say I just think that Kanye, he has. I don't think he can speak well. I think that that's his issue. I think that he has a lot of stuff going on in his head, and he can't formulate it well, which makes him come off as stupid. Yeah. One of the things he said in the interview that was interesting was about how we're not gonna move forward with the same line of thinking. So what I took from that is what I've been saying for a while now is that all these radical people saying fuck the police and wanting to have change and all this stuff, that doesn't foster change. That only creates more of a divide because now it's this side versus that side.
Yeah.
So there's no way somebody's gonna be able to look at you different if you keep coming with the same disrespect. And two wrongs don't make a right. We all know that. But sometimes we do have to take things into our own hands. But I think with situations where you have things like racism, things like that, and now to a point where racism is more of a mind thing. It's more of a thinking game now. It's not just blatant. Now we don't have blatant racism now. I will say that, but it's more of it's more systematic than anything than it has ever been. And so with that, we have to get into these different positions. And I think that's a lot of what Kanye is trying to say is that we need to start talking to the other side rather than hating the other side. So I think that that's important, but I just think Kanye goes about it in a wrong way.
Yeah.
So
No, I agree with him in that respect, that we need to talk to people and everything, not just continue to spew hate. But like you said, in the ways he's putting the message out there is very reckless.
Yeah.
All right. So then from the Charlemagne interview, gets a haircut, shaves all of his hair off, which, I'm thinking maybe he got some sense back without the blonde on his head. But then he goes to an interview with TMZ, and and so he says in this interview, and I don't have the whole transcript, so I'll just take the part that most people are talking about. And he says towards the end of this whole rant, slavery, it sounded like it was a choice. Now, that's not a direct quote, but that's what he was saying. And so he says that, of course, a lot of blank stares in the TMZ office when he said it, and I'm sure for anybody else who actually watched the video. And then you go on, a man by the name of Van Lathan, who actually speaks up, and you guys can look out, look for his entire response, but basically just calling Kanye out for what he's saying, and that he's spewing hate, and that he's surprised that all these words are actually coming from him, being a black man and who he's supporting and all these things. And so, any comments about slavery being a choice?
I think that was like another soundbite quote. It's definitely like crazy and messed up. But I read somewhere else like where he tried to articulate it more because I think he struggles with articulation big. But he kind of was saying he feel like they were in it so long that they should have rebelled earlier. That's kind of the approach he was taking.
I mean, I feel like me personally, not gonna say I don't speak for all people, but I feel like me personally, I've always said like, ain't no way. I don't understand why. I do know that it's a mental thing too, but I did struggle with understanding how it was so many people being kept on this plantation by this few number of people. It was way more slaves than it was, slave masters and overseers or whatever. But my thing is, when Kanye, another thing like Jalil says, that makes a good point, about the soundbite thing. It's like slavery. It doesn't sound like a choice, but it do sound like they had our minds gone. They didn't just have our bodies; they also had our minds. So it sounds like they had some very powerful stuff going on. It don't sound like it was a choice for us to stay there. I think that's what his problem. I think that he's also speaking from a modern mind. So speaking from now, saying that it sounds like a choice to me because he wasn't there for that time. And that's one thing I had to step away and realize too is that I wasn't there. So for me to say, well, why don't you just get up and fight back? It's easy saying that now because slavery won't never happen again. It will never happen again over here. There's some shit going on in other places, but
we too smart now.
Right, it's over with now. But back then it wasn't the case. You just trying to live and make sure your family live. So I think that the soundbite thing that Jalil keeps bringing up is important. And I also just think he don't know how to formulate what he's saying well. And that's my biggest thing with him. I just think he needs to do better with that.
And I think the one thing he just missed and he didn't think about all the way, which is probably hard for him. I don't want to make an excuse for him, but you off the cuff. That's what Kanye does all the time. He's off the cuff, just spewing whatever comes to his head. And so, but I mean, when you think about that, it's just like, I wish you would have took a second to think like, hey, these are people who are coming from a foreign country. Talking about the slaves, coming from foreign countries. There's a language barrier that they have to overcome between themselves because they don't all come from the same place. They don't know the lay of the land. They're outgunned because that's one of the reasons why they could be kept. And two, when you think about some of these people who actually ran, if they were caught, they were brought back to the plantation and either killed or beaten in front of everybody, and so made an example of. So it's just like, yeah, of course that thought is not going to come across my head after I see something like that because I don't want it to happen to me. But like you were saying, Bill, it's easy for a lot of people to say, oh, you should have did this, you should have did that.
Exactly.
But you don't know exactly what these people were going through.
Right, exactly.
And, you don't know a slave, never met a slave, and never been one. So you can't speak too much on it. You shouldn't say anything at all. But that's my opinion.
Yeah.
Okay. And so one thing that bothered me about it, too, was the responses to this. And so, you had your opposing thoughts from like John Legend, who spoke to him, who did it in a more kind way, even though he didn't mean for his comments to be out there in the public, for what he did say and what we did see him say was good. Snoop Dogg took a different route. Did you guys see the picture of Kanye as a white man?
Yeah,
that was great.
My mama sent me that actually, that shit like that's stupid. Like that picture, is dumb, man.
I love it, man. That picture, I can't look at it too long.
Yeah,
it starts to mess with my head, but that's so funny. And then Black Twitter, they went on their little rant with all these memes and everything.
If slavery was a choice, the hashtag.
Hey, man. Did you see the video? This dude made a short clip. It's called 12 Years of Voluntary Slave. Funniest thing I've seen come from all of this.
Because 12 Years a Slave is a very sad movie.
Oh, my God.
That's the saddest slave movie I've ever seen in my life, honestly.
Like, they really get to it.
Man, like, that's another story. But yeah, these memes, they've been going crazy on Twitter. So
I appreciate them. I mean, I at least like the fact that people can laugh at this.
Yeah.
But even though it is crazy. But then you had some people who defended him. You had Chance the Rapper, who said, not all black people have to be Democrats.
Well, in Chan's defense, he wasn't defending him.
Well, so that's what we're gonna get to. That's what we're gonna get to.
Right.
So you had Chance who said that initially.
Right.
Then you had Sahai the Prince who said, well, even Martin Luther King was a Republican. So first with Chance's comment. Now, I get he wasn't necessarily defending him.
Right.
I get it. Because Chance has always been against Trump.
Right.
He's denounced everything.
Avidly,
Yeah, all the time. So that's when he said something, I get, like, Kanye is his boy. That's his idol. I get it. So he came to his defense. But it was just like, you have to think about, if you're going to speak up and defend him, you have to be ready for everybody to assume that you agree with everything that Kanye's been saying and that you agree with Donald Trump.
Yeah, he responded. They
he responded. He had a letter.
He wrote a letter.
Then he had the letter.
Because Trump tried to co-sign. He was like, no, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
but my thing is, I wonder if he would have said anything if Trump didn't say that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I don't
if
think
it would have laid the fire on him.
I don't think he needed to. I think, first of all, I think anyone who thinks that all black people have to be Democrats is ridiculous, for one. And I also think that the labeling, we label so much that we mess ourselves up.
Yeah.
So with the whole, when I saw the tweet, well, all black people don't have to be Democrats. That's very true.
Yeah.
And that, because even if Kanye think the way he think, Kanye getting a lot of flack. But if you think about it, if this man thinks this way, that's how he thinks. This this how his mind is operating.
Right.
And so, for people to be all on him and doing all this and stuff and saying all this about Kanye, I think Chance's MO was just like, well, I hope, because some of the black people seem ignorant too.
Yeah.
Like, I think that some of the responses that they had seemed ignorant, and Chance is avidly on Twitter. So for him to see that and say, well, I hope y'all know that all black people don't have to be Democrats.
Exactly.
Because I think a lot of people don't know that.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people. I personally, I grew up thinking I couldn't be nothing but Democrat. And like that's what I grew up thinking. So especially around Obama, when I was really starting to at least formulate ideas of what politics were, I thought Democrats is what we supposed to be. But then I started to realize, well, some Republican views I didn't agree with. Then most Democrat views I agree with. So it's like, what am I? And I think we get a problem is like, we label too much. So for people to see Chance's tweet, like, oh, this nigga saying, oh, black people ain't got to be Democrats. He really one of them. Like, and it's like, dude, all he said was, he didn't say you got to be Republican. He said you ain't got to be Democrat. You can start your own party.
You could be independent.
Exactly. And I think that's what we afraid of, is that if you're not one, you're the other. And like the music thing.
Exactly, yeah.
If it ain't trap, it's got to be, woke.
Be
You know what I'm saying? So
conscious,
it's like we struggle with that as a society. So I think that's what the issue was.
Bill, I got to say this because every chance you get to bring that conversation back up.
Because I was going to do it every time, bro.
He did work to get that one in there.
Yeah.
We're not done. We're not done, man. We're not done with that.
But no, you're right in that sense. Let's see. And then just quick, and then Jaleel, we'll switch over to you, what you got to say. But with Sahai the Prince's comment about Martin Luther King, it's just like, yeah, but you have to think about the parties at the time.
Yeah.
When Martin Luther King was alive, the Republican Party was for black people. I mean, they were doing a lot of things for the black community. I'll say it like that. And so, yes, of course, Martin Luther King was a Republican, but it's changed a lot since then.
Yeah.
And so, thank you so much for the tidbit, but no.
But don't even compare him to Martin Luther King.
Come on.
That's my thing. Don't compare
Don't
him to
Martin Luther King.
He ain't doing that.
No.
He ain't doing that.
No. Jaleel. So my question for you is Kanye cut off?
I can guarantee you, the night his album drop, I will press play as soon as it's available.
Wow.
Kanye is not cut off. First, I think we try to associate people politics and they art too much. If he supported Trump politics, I would still listen to his album because they don't got nothing to do with his musical ability. Additionally,
his ability, yes.
Yeah, he doesn't support Trump politics like we think he does. I think that's the first thing. Like, if you look at his interview with Charlamagne and then T.I. interview on the Breakfast Club,
right?
Kanye admitted, he said he doesn't even watch CNN and he doesn't know anything about Trump politics.
He doesn't.
He just likes
he said
Trump
he doesn't
as
read.
a person. Yeah. So I think, Kanye is pretty it's very a bad move on his part to try to come out with this, even though he's got good intentions. He didn't think it through. But I think it's irresponsible on his part to try to do something without thinking it through, knowing like all that like Trump entails. He's like a big divisive figure right now, so he should have thought that more through. But I don't think that cut him off. I think Kanye also transcended thinking before he make actions because he like living his own world. But yeah, he could keep tweaking. I don't think he's tweaking that much. I just think he struggled with articulation. But
yeah,
his music is too raw for me to cut off. So I'm definitely listening to it.
His music, I could cut it off without the comments. Honestly, his music's not even that incredible, but
not okay. Well, now so the comment helps me turn it off because Life of Pablo was cool.
it was average.
Relax.
It was alright. It was alright. It was alright. Yeah, that's good. That's the first. You know what? I've been struggling to say how because it wasn't horrible.
Nah, it wasn't horrible.
It was alright. I like that. I like
Both
that.
are tweaking. That album.
So if it's gonna continue like this,
Right.
yeah, I'm cool.
It's
with
easy.
that.
We ain't got to listen to it. But, you know, I'm going to listen to it for my man's Cudi, though. I'm going to listen to that one because Cudi trying to come back. But
You want to hear all the humming?
yeah, I like that. That's my vibe. But Kanye's whole Kanye wave, I'm not really with that at all without the comments, you know. So
I'm cool without. Like I said, I'm cool without the album. I denounced it like early on, even before like the slavery comment. I was just like, yeah, no, I'm not listening to that album. I'm not streaming old stuff, nothing or whatever, because I'm not going to continue to support somebody like that who's reckless like that. I think it's the thing of that I agree. So there's a lot of things that Kanye said that I agree with, but I don't agree with his tactics. So it's just like, yes, I do think that we should not be afraid to think of new ideas and do our own thing and go against the grain. Yes, of course, I'm all for it. It's just that, you know, you got to be careful on when you say that and how you say it, and you know, and which ways, you know, what platforms you use to say it in, and so, or what mediums you use. Like the whole Candace Owens thing, reckless. Should never have done that. And so I just think he doesn't understand how loud his voice is, or he does.
No, I think he doesn't. Like in a T.I. interview, he said when he was talking to him, because he said they talked for like 4 hours.
Yeah, crazy, right?
Yeah, he asked him, do you understand like how many people you're hurting? He said Kanye just like froze up and just like stopped. Like he said you could see on his face that he didn't think that through. And that's kind of what I was getting at. I don't think he thinks a lot of things through. He just has like a beginning of an idea in his head and he runs with it. And like he got such a big like platform that after that, it's just going and everybody else take it for interpretation. It probably goes way further than he thought. But
and just like his what was he saying? Like his comments about Trump.
yeah,
Because you know when he's asked like, you know, why do you not support Trump, but I mean, kind of look at it as support. Why do you support Trump? It's just like he likes the idea. He likes the things that Trump was able to do to come from being a reality, you know, star, you know, somebody that rappers always talked about to being a president.
Yeah.
He likes stuff like that. And it's like, that's a crazy story, but it's like, then again, you have to think about what is he doing with his power.
But he could easily make the division clear of what he likes about him easily if he wanted to.
Yeah.
But I
Take
think
the time.
that he just don't know what he's doing. I'll take the back. He know what he's doing because this is gonna get his album a lot of sales, honestly.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, but I think that he just needs to. If that's what he likes about him, he can make that clear. I like this, but I don't like that.
So does that not bother you, Jaleel? Like the fact that we don't hear from Kanye unless he's promoting something? Because he been real. He ain't said nothing until this album came out.
Colorado in the hub making greatness.
No, true, but then he didn't say anything until the album was coming out.
Exactly. You don't know if it's great because you heard that poop-a-dee poop.
Ain't that? I heard a snippet of that. Like I said, I ain't trying to listen to his music.
You heard that.
I heard that snippet.
The instrumental was nice.
But
you know how many people
stick out
heard
for
walking around talking poopity poop, whoopity whoop, scoopity scoop. Be it that part was stupid. He should have put it there, and I know he know it was a joke. But the rest of the album is not going to be like that.
Now, all the music that I like that y'all give me flack over, and you gonna try to
That's what I'm
you
saying.
gonna justify poopity poop?
I just said that was trash.
But you just said that people going around saying poopity poop, scoopity. That come on, bro.
Maybe it's catchy to them, but that's not real lyrics. And he know it was a joke. If he made an album like that, then we could talk. But he's not going to do that. I hope. I
hope not. Yeah.
We talking about Kanye here. He's not afraid to do whatever he wants to do. I don't know. What was I saying?
Does it not bother me? We don't hear from him? I mean,
yeah.
I think he is a businessman. So we do got to, like, understand that everything he do is a business. Like, he's a brand himself. So,
Right.
like, he kind of has a responsibility to his market to kind of do that. But, I mean, I don't really care if I hear from him or not. He says he's doing things in the background. Like, he's been saying he's been trying to do a lot of work and doing a lot of meetings to try to improve the quality of Chicago and things like that. So,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I just wonder, is that like a real
we'll
thing?
see about that.
That's what I'm wondering if that's a real thing because, like, you know, he says it.
Yeah.
But it's just like, is that really what's going on? Like, are you really doing that? I'm sitting back. I'm waiting to see. I mean, I'm not going to completely cut Kanye off because he's in my top 5. And so because, like, I think I said this before, but, you know, he's the reason why I fell in love with hip hop. He's one of the reasons. It was when him and 50 came out, they was going head to head. That's when I started to love hip hop. And so, because they were just on either side of the spectrum, but they were both just going nuts.
Right.
And so, to definitely cut them off is hard, but as of now, can't do it. Man.
I also think just kind of a bigger conversation. I think we hold artists and all famous people, like athletes, anybody, to too high standards, too high standards. I think we forget that they just like normal people, and it's not their responsibility to like be our role models or like influence us. If we take from that, that's on us. But they shouldn't have to live up to that standard. I don't
Yeah,
think.
but that don't fit this conversation. But yeah, that's true though. Because with Kanye that's true. But with Kanye doing what he doing, he making that his goal. He wants to reach the people, and he trying to reach the people in the wrong way. So, but yeah, that's true though. We do hold him too high of a standard, but that's just not. Kanye's doing this now. Like Kanye's trying to do that. He's trying to have this image, and he's doing it, and he's hurting a lot of people by doing it. So that's just wrong. So
Jaleel, just let loose, man. Just let loose. Say everything you got to say about this, man. Because, you know, when he said, yeah, that has nothing to do with the conversation we talked about,
like,
but then he agreed
into
with
the conversation. Yeah, I was trying to see what he was trying
well,
to do.
you know,
well, he's saying that we hold him too high of a standard. So what I took from that was we look for these people to be, we look for them to be our role models, to be everything and do all this stuff.
Right.
That's true. We do. And I think that from that aspect, we should not. We shouldn't look for them to be our role models. However, when somebody is trying to place themselves in that position, so like somebody like Kanye who's trying to be in the public eye, he's trying to do that. So, but he's doing it and he's not going about it the right way.
Yeah.
So I think that like the part about, you know, athletes and us looking for them to, you know, be superheroes almost and not, you know, have issues with the law or not have issues in general, that's fair. We shouldn't look at them and say, oh, you know what I'm saying? But no. But in a time such as now, you know, any black person, people getting flack. The little black boy who was the Trump supporter way back when, he was getting flack because nobody wants to see that. So somebody of Kanye's stature doing that, he deserves to get the flack. He deserves to be looked at like that because he know he has the limelight and he using it wrong.
Yeah.
So that's my thing.
I'm just tired of hearing the excuse of, well, he's still hurting because his mom. And it's just like, I understand that could be really damaging. That's probably exactly what's wrong with him. But it's just like, again and again, when you refuse to go get help or that you stop taking your medicine that you should be taking and all this stuff, it's just like, I don't know, you kind of bringing this on yourself at this point. And I agree. I think like mental health and all that stuff is serious, but I don't think I don't think he should try to get like a pass or excuse for things like that. And he said it himself. He said, "No, don't try to give me no pass or excuse. I'm gonna stand up to everything I do like a man. Like I'm making all of these decisions." So I think if we gonna judge him, like we got to judge him. Don't try to give him a pass or anything.
I just all agree to pray for him. I hope he find his way through the sunken place.
He said he was in the second place. He said he out now.
He not out.
I don't know. That felt kind of backhanded, like a backhanded prayer.
Right.
Yeah, like Lord, please help all these hoes. It's just get their life together.
I really want to pray for him, man, because he's from the city. So I want him to do better, man. You got to make better choices. But that's it for Kanye.
That's it.
Kanye.
All right. So let's go on to something else that's going on. This very big right now since Saturday, I want to say. So Childish Gambino, we know he was on Saturday Night Live, Saturday night, of course. And so I think this released shortly after that, this music video for his song, This Is America. Now,
I don't understand it.
It's like,
I don't get what he's doing, honestly. He's a weirdo.
but I mean, like, first things first, Buddy can dance.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he cool.
Buddy can dance.
He looks awkward, but
He looks awkward.
He definitely look awkward. Maybe because he got his shirt off, but he looks very weird.
Maybe.
Like, he looks very strange. But he definitely got some moves.
Just like even how it starts out when he's doing like his head like this to the beat. I was like, oh shoot.
Somebody made a parody of that already.
Did they? What happened?
They just did the same thing, but they was in the alley in Chicago. It was just, it was funny, man. It was weird. But yeah, like, it was weird though. That whole video was weird. When he killed the choir.
Crazy, right?
I don't understand what he's doing.
Yeah.
I feel like he was just he was talking about what America is, killing choir, like church shootings, and then just killing people. I feel like he was just trying to speak to the violence in America.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think niggas, I don't know. I think it's a place for stuff, but like, I understand that, but I want to know, maybe he's taking a music video and making people see how bad it actually is.
Okay.
Like trying to make people see how bad America actually is. But I don't think this is the outlet to do that.
You don't think so?
No.
You don't like it?
I don't want to watch that video no more and see him gun down a choir.
But that's the thing, though. It's shock value, is what he's trying to do.
And
he's trying
the
to
first
get the
play, I
point
think it's
across.
cool, but I think that my problem is we should all know that killing people in the church is bad. Killing people anywhere is bad.
But he didn't really kill them. It was fake.
I mean, yeah, it was definitely fake. Yeah. But I don't know. Like, you can't turn up to that now. I don't even want to turn up to the song no more.
You want to turn up to it? Not even when you just hear the audio?
I mean, it's just like...
Because you know who's on it.
And he killed the choir.
Because you know who's on it. The greatest.
Boy.
The greatest.
Doug on that?
You hear him towards the end?
Yeah.
That boy was singing towards the end.
He was on there.
I was like, man, Vel's about to love this. Because this boy, he was in there, he was in and out. Like, he had like a little something, I think, around like the second verse. And then at the end, he was like singing.
Yeah, listen to it again.
It's like, minute.
Yeah, I ain't him on that. But he do that a lot, though. Like, people use him for ad-lib and stuff a lot. Like,
I think that's really, what I really liked about it is that he used Thug, in there a little bit. And then he used like 21 Savage, like ad-libs and things like that throughout the track. It was cool.
I ain't peep none of that. I must have been asleep.
But let's I guess let's just go through the order of scenes. You guys got some. We'll just talk about each thing. So, all right. So it opens up with a guy playing the guitar, and Childish Gambino just comes over behind him, and he gets in this stance, which was supposedly from the Jim Crow era, like the like posters, I guess they would put up.
Yeah, he got a meme of that already. Mm-hmm. That's how a lot of people shoot.
Yeah, so he goes behind the guy and shoots him in the back of the head.
The guy playing the guitar I heard it was Trayvon Martin's father. So.
Word?
Yeah.
Yo, this is wild. Oh my God. All right, so man, that really messed me up.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
That's what I struggle with. Like, hey, Mr. Martin, come in this video and get shot real quick. So we can show the people how harsh it was when your son got killed. Like what do you? That could work for any man. And Mr. Martin, if he accepted that, I'm like, nigga, get out my face with this bush. Like, are you serious?
Right.
Like, I feel like people try so hard to be woke that they end up doing stuff like this. And I don't like it. I just don't.
That's
I don't
crazy.
like
if that's real, that's nuts.
Yeah, I don't.
That's nuts.
I don't like it.
All right.
Everybody's saying it was him, but there's a lot of articles saying it's not.
It's not? Okay, so we don't know for sure.
Yeah.
All right, so after he shoots the guy in the head, then this kid comes up, takes the gun with from him with the little cloth. And then these kids come up and they start dancing.
Yeah, they start going crazy.
Yeah, and then there's like a small riot that's breaking out in the background.
Yeah.
I watched this like multiple times, and I had to start watching the background instead of watching him in the front, which is actually important in the way that he does it. He did that on purpose.
Yeah, definitely.
Because you're going to focus on the center, which all the stuff in the center is not that bad, but the stuff in the back is really bad.
Yeah.
Then it cuts to the choir scene where he shimmies in, and then someone tosses him an AK-47, and he kills him. And then... So him and the kids continue to dance and everything, and they're like doing all the dances that's cool nowadays and whatever. the riot actually starts to get bigger, with more people. And did y'all peep the point where there was a white man that was thrown from the second floor?
Oh, I don't think I saw
You
that.
didn't see it? Okay, so after the whole choir thing, the camera loops around, and the kids and everything are still dancing in the center, and the riot's going on around them. But there's like this little opening in the second floor where you just see a dude just getting thrown from the second floor to I think he landed on the car behind the car. It was crazy. It was nuts. When you go back and look at that part, it's very quick. So
Okay.
I caught it accidentally. It was crazy. So anyway, yeah. So I guess there's importance in that being a white man. But in the middle of the riot happening in the background, you see the Grim Reaper riding a pale horse while being followed by a cop car, which is actually from Revelation 6 and 7 through 8. And it says, when he opened the fourth seal, I heard the voice of the fourth living creature say, "Come." And I looked, and behold, a pale horse. And his rider named Death, and Hades followed him. Death being, who was actually on the horse. And then Hades, who was following him, was the cop car in this case. Which is crazy. And it goes on to say, and they were given authority over the fourth of the earth to kill with sword and with famine and with pestilence and by wild beasts of the earth. There's some crazy stuff. I can't read the Bible like that because there's some of the images in there. Nuts. Excuse me. But then suddenly everyone just clears out. The kids and everything stop dancing around Gambino, and he just lights a joint and gets to dancing on a car while the same guy he shot earlier in the video who got shot in the head, playing the guitar and everything, he continues to play with the blood in the little case he had over his head. So that the guy playing the piano is watching him, or not the piano, but the guitar, and Scissors watching him as well, which is really weird. I don't know why she ended up in the video. And then when he thought it was all over, the next scene is Gambino running from the dark, and a group of people, which most of them look white, they were chasing him. And when I went back another time to watch it, so there were black people in there as well, but they weren't in that group right behind him. When you look at the images, is Gambino running, the white people right behind him where the light is hitting, but then there's dark spaces off to the side where black people are, which is, yeah. But yeah. Any thoughts on all this?
I'll be wanting to know what are people actually doing? Like, what are they trying to come? What message is he trying to produce? Like, I understand this is America, this stuff goes on in America, but
I think she's just trying to just show people this is exactly what's going on, within 3 minutes. You know what I'm saying? He jam-packed everything that's going on day to day in just a few minutes, just to show people this is America. Yeah.
I guess so.
I like it. I mean, do y'all like it?
I think
it's cool. I think it's too much.
Too much?
I think it's too much.
I think I would have to listen and look at the lyrics more to see if maybe that'll help me unpack the video.
Yeah,
because I was more interested in the video, and I didn't really pay that much attention to what he was actually saying, aside from this is America. But
did you hear the part where he was saying, "Black men, get your money"?
Yeah,
and everything, and it's just that is a constant message that we hear in this country. It's just black men, go ahead and get your money, regardless of what's going on around us. Just keep getting your money, and it's just yeah, that's nice, but I don't know. There just should be other things that I should be focusing on than just getting paid. But
yeah, that's fair. Like I said, I think the video probably you can unpack a lot from it.
Yeah,
you should watch it a few times, but
yeah, it's tough to keep watching that over and over.
Yeah, that's my thing. I don't know what to be thinking.
All right. Well, that is our music segment for this episode. You want to get into Sportsville? I mean,
what about? Ain't really nothing going on.
My man's
LeBron.
My man's is going nuts.
I mean, yeah, he doing his thing. He had a couple buzzer beaters, and now the whole ripping raving about LeBron is clutch. And it was LeBron been doing the same thing.
Right, he always been clutch.
Yeah. Well, see, but that's always been the thing, though, because he hasn't had as many clutch moments
He just ain't had
as other people.
He hasn't had as many game winners. That's it.
Yeah.
That's actually false. I think people just let the media feed them false narratives, man. They
You
just want
think
LeBron
it's
to be
the other
weak.
way around?
Yeah. Not like LeBron. He been more clutch statistically than Kobe and Michael since before these playoffs started. But like, we let people tell you, they say he like chokes, he's not clutch, but that's just what they want you to believe, man. You got to do your own research.
Yeah, like I think people look at game winners as being the only thing about clutch factor, and that's not the thing. Like clutch is like if your team down 3-1, can y'all rally back and win the finals? Yeah, that's clutch, you know.
And, like, I guess is that bad because if he, in cases where he gets their points to be so far ahead of the other team, he doesn't need to be clutch.
Exactly.
It's like, is that bad?
No, it's not
No,
bad.
that's the kind of player you want, right?
Yeah, but LeBron been ripping around. The shot that he made the other day wasn't that incredible. It was no defense on him, and it was just a bank floater. It
was a guy right
He
here.
made it more difficult than it had to be.
It was a guy right here. He was right there.
He
next
made
to
it
him.
more difficult than it had to be. It was a no-name dude on him. I think that, like, I don't even know who
But he had
dude's name
defense.
was. No, dude was like, he was trying to guard him, but LeBron was so open. Like, LeBron was extremely open.
That he just
He just jump back, fade, like, floated. Like, somebody said, like, it looked like he was just jogging up the court with the ball, like, I already hit a 3, got a layup game winner under my belt. What haven't I done? Oh, yeah, floater. He just floated it. Like, that's what it looked like he was doing. My thing is, like, the Raptors are horrible. The Raptors don't need to be in the playoffs no more.
I'm so confused by the Raptors, man.
Yeah.
They got their number 1 seed, and
Somebody said they should write a 25-page essay from here on out on why they should be in the playoffs.
The thing is, the Raptors aren't bad. They're a very good team. They just going against LeBron.
That's
Like,
not the case.
That
The
is
thing,
the
the
case.
thing is that the Raptors, and my friend told me this. My friend Alan, he made a lot of sense. The Raptors are all right. Like, they have a couple stars,
yeah,
but everybody else, no names. They don't have nobody else on their team. They don't have no bench.
yeah.
They're a horrible team. They're not a great team. They won a lot of regular season games though.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But that's the thing. Like when you playing against somebody 7 times and somebody as talented as the Cavs, it's crazy that they just got together. But with somebody as much playoff experience as LeBron,
right?
You know what I'm saying? He got all these pieces around him that's decent. Kyle Korver, Kevin Love, Tristan Thompson, a lot of experience.
Yeah.
You got Rodney Hood, George Hill, been to the playoffs a few times with the Pacers and the Spurs. You got people around you that's been there, done that. So it's like, and then you got the Raptors bench. You got Van Vliet. You know who that is? A Nunu boy? Nunubai.
I have no idea.
Yeah, he the one who hit the 3 to make it go to make it be a tie game. We don't know these people.
No.
Nobody do.
But they pulling it off.
Nah, they trying to. they have a great coach.
I just like going into like the series. It wasn't even like the seeding thing that threw me off. It was just the thing of when you look at the Cavs, they don't have as many contributors. At least until they're getting into the playoffs where you actually see people start to come out. But it was just like compared to the Raptors who can pass the ball around and everybody can contribute. That's why I thought this series wasn't going to go well.
That's the thing. Everybody can't contribute on the Raptors. I'm not going to lie to you. Because if DeMar DeRozan or Kyle Lowry don't have a good game, they're going to lose every time. And if they both don't probably score 30, they're not gonna win. Because that's all their points coming from. Now, my bad, they got Valanciunas. He's a 4, he's decent.
Okay.
But other than that, they don't have many contributors. If you LeBron ain't gonna never be off. So because if he not scoring, he gonna be passing. So you got somebody like LeBron. You got Kyle Korver who pretty much always on. You know what I'm saying? Kevin Love who can give you 20 regardless of how you get it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Took him a minute to warm up though.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. But you know what I'm saying? He been there, done that.
Same thing with JR. Like
J.R. Smith, he been there before.
He's hot and cold. You know what I'm saying?
He's probably the most inconsistent player ever.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? This series he's been doing good.
That's true.
So they just don't have the Raptors never have had enough to go to the finals. I think 2 years ago they beat LeBron twice in the playoffs. That was it.
Dang.
So they're gonna get swept this one though. Do they play today?
Think today.
Yeah, I get that might be.
They above average team, but
No, they first in the East. They definitely above average.
it's not much you could do when you're going against the man himself.
Yeah, that's not true because
That is
they throw
something.
Debo and them took him to 7 games. But
He
the
wanted
Raptors
to.
just horrible.
I was just mad at that final game of that series. They were just like, "Oh, LeBron got to score 60 for
Yeah, the
them to
Raptors
win."
and Cavs play tonight, 8:30.
There you go.
They ain't folding though. I got money on the Raptors tonight. They ain't going.
After all that.
Them niggas not going tonight.
Isn't it home
Just
for
not
them?
tonight. They in Toronto.
Oh yeah.
Just not tonight. They can't go tonight. They can't go tonight. If they go tonight, they some.
I hope Drake there.
I hope Drake's there. Too.
gonna be there.
He's got to be there.
Why you getting on my man's Drake though?
This man here.
Man, I'm-
LaVelle,
Let's talk about it. What is it?
He said,
What's up?
I
Let's talk
remember
about
the first, was it game 1 when Drake wanted to act tough with Kendrick Perkins?
it. I didn't.
He said that Drake will give, and I quote, Kendrick Perkins, them things.
Do you know?
Come on.
Do you know who Kendrick Perkins is?
Do you know who Drake is?
Do you know who Kendrick Perkins is? I'm asking.
I do
you.
not know.
You don't know who exactly.
No, I don't.
So
He used to play for the Celtics
Okay.
in their glory days.
Are you looking
yeah,
at a
we
picture?
gonna
of
pull up a picture of him.
Okay,
You
cool.
probably
Yeah, because I want to see him.
After
Well,
this
I mean,
picture,
you already
you're
let
gonna
me know
it's
he used
not
to be a
fight.
basketball player, and so
Yeah, what does that mean though?
you mean?
Drake not no hoe like y'all think.
he definitely is.
Come on.
You gonna come on, bro? Really?
I
Like,
remember exactly who that is.
exactly. Drake will beat the mess out of him.
No, he would not.
First of all, Kendrick Perkins like 50. The Cavs signed
He's
him.
30.
He's 30. That's what I thought he wasn't that old.
6'10", 270, dark skinned with a beard. Drake doesn't have anything.
You know
for
the
that
power
What?
that beards have and dark skin.
Yeah, I got a beard.
And he ain't played in the league in like 2 years.
Okay.
So he already got
What does that
his mental
mean?
progression.
He got pent up energy for Drake.
Okay.
He gonna hit Drake one time and he's gonna grab his face and back up.
All right.
That's exactly what's gonna happen. That's crazy that you actually think that Drake will have hands for him.
Gee, what?
Bro, why you look up that picture of
Oh,
him, man?
folks, whoa.
I'm trying to see his abs.
I'm
man.
just
Come on,
saying he's
man.
not gonna fold. Like,
He's definitely going to get
Bro,
fooled.
there's been a lot of dudes who are super muscular and got
come
dropped.
on, bro.
You can have all the muscles you want. You can still get dropped.
6'10", 270? Don't let the music fool you.
And what's Drake?
Drake will put him down.
What's Drake? 5'4"?
He probably
about
like
200.
Drake probably like 6 feet.
He like 6 feet.
He probably like 6
I was like
feet,
5'11".
210.
You know, these artists really be short. I didn't realize it. Like, yeah, obviously, you know, you got
that's
just like
Kendrick Lamar.
your
Kendrick
Tory
Lamar's
Lanez,
like
like
5'2".
yeah, well, he's like 5. I think he's 5'8".
He my height.
5'8", 5'7".
Tory
but like
Lanez like 5'3".
Tory Lanez is short. But like certain dudes, like I don't know why it took. Well, because he was around basketball players. But like 2 Chainz, when he was on ESPN one time, he was around a bunch of ex-basketball players. So it's like he's tall. But yeah, so if I ever saw him, like, oh yeah, he's tall. But like somebody like Kanye, I'm sure he's short.
Yeah, Kanye probably like 5'10".
But anyway,
Is 5'10" short?
No, it's not. I'm saying he probably 5'10".
no, because you know Vale's short. So
Yeah, taller than you.
I mean, he's not taller than me.
That's
So
another conversation.
let's see. We can get into these movies.
Infinity War?
Want to talk about it? Actually, before we get into that, because I was trying to have this conversation with somebody. So, in your opinion, who is the best active female rapper?
Active?
Active. Like, who's putting
What
out
you-
music
what you-
and everything?
Like
It's only 2
like
of 'em.
Skill.
Skill.
Young and May.
Young and May is up there.
Young and May off rip. It's not, but if we talking about like rapping,
Yes.
Like rapping skill.
Young and May. But if we talking about music making, it's a different story. So rapping is Young and May. Music making is gonna be Nicki for a long time.
No, it's not.
Nah.
Nicki's not number one right
She's
now.
losing it right now.
Rapping?
Like Chun-Li and
Young and May
Barbie
is up there.
Tings. Nah.
I don't know, bro. I ain't heard none of one of them songs.
Don't listen to them.
But I feel like
Not one of them, dude.
I feel like Cardi B.
Chun-Li.
Yeah.
Cardi B cool, but it's just I don't know. Rapping wise,
She could put songs together, whatever.
yeah.
Tink is nice.
Tink is
Tink
nice.
is cold. So
Dreezy decent too though.
Yeah,
So that's
Dreezy.
what I said.
Yeah.
I said Dreezy was the coldest. So I was like, forget Remy, forget Cardi,
Remy my bun.
Nicki, whatever, forget all them. It's Dreezy. And so, but I forgot about Rhapsody. So I got to put Rhapsody out of it because, which is really messed up. She's actually the only one that's really compared to the guys.
You want to know
And-
who
and
really?
rap.
Young and May is better than all of
No
them.
Name.
No Name,
No Name and
cold.
Rhapsody, both
but
hard.
she'll,
They like
she'll get no
legit
love.
rappers.
She'll get
They
no
like
love.
do this.
Yeah.
So is Young and May not a rapper now? What's
No,
going on?
she is too. But I was thinking, like, No Name, Rhapsody, and Young and May, I think they exist in a different rap element than like Cardi and Nicki.
I think
Definitely.
Dreezy's in that category as well. With the,
But I think like Cardi B and Nicki Minaj are nothing without talking about sex and everything like that.
That's a fact.
So I think Young M.A. she take it because she.
I don't think that's like a
But
fair
Young
thing.
M.A. be
though.
talking about that too. What you mean?
Everybody
talk about-
talk
yeah,
about,
but
she
she
talk
talk
about it
You
from
call
a
her
male
Stephanie,
perspective.
I call her Heffany.
Yeah, that's
Ooh.
true. Yeah, but I'm saying like
Oh no.
I'm saying, but without like talking about I don't know, it's like they're talking about their
I
bodies.
just
and
want
stuff.
the neck, nothing more.
Yeah, I'm saying
All rappers
that's
talk
one
about
song.
sex.
All rappers do, but
No,
I'm saying,
she always talk about
yeah,
females.
but no, bro, I'm saying, but
She just directed a porn.
no, what I'm saying, okay, all right,
Y'all hear about that? That porn she directed?
I did not.
Oh, so remember we had my cousin up here,
Yeah.
and so she had brought it up one time. She loves Young M.A., and so she was like, "You hear about that porn that Young M.A. just directed?" I'm like, "Wait, what?" She's like, "Yeah, she got like a bunch of they're like they call them femmes, so like the more feminine lesbians and
Yeah.
whatever. It's just a bunch of them just going at it, and Young M.A. is just walking from room to room and just shooting them. That's what's going on there.
wow, that's how like
Yeah, so
orgy.
yeah, so Young M.A. is definitely sexualized.
Yeah, but first of all, that's her private life. But what I'm talking about is like
porn she
Nicki
put
Minaj and Cardi B is like that's them. Like they use sex appeal. Is what I'm saying.
It's true.
Like that is what but that going back in time. Mm-hmm. That's what female rapping has always been based upon.
You talking about sexuality?
Sex appeal.
I don't know about
That
that.
gets them further. It definitely has.
It
gotten
does get them further. You're not wrong.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, but we don't really need you anymore anyway.
Nah, man, I'm just letting
Oh, you got to
know.
cut out?
Yeah, I got
Yeah, please
gotta
leave.
Get
Thank
to the
you.
money.
Thank you so much
You
for
don't got to give no outro. You can
Nothing.
Just go.
Just get out.
We really didn't.
Well, since they
I
said
forgot
that,
you was
I'm
here.
gonna go ahead and
I
bop
forgot.
out. And thank y'all for having me, and I'm
Hey,
gonna
no-
give an extra long outro. I don't really got much to say, so you can't follow me on no social media because I don't got none. So
You don't have nothing?
no,
Not even Snap?
I got Snap, but
Okay, cool.
I don't
You
post
use it,
nothing.
There you go.
Y'all be great.
Yeah, you get out of here, all right? It's been nice talking to you.
No, I'll be back.
Then you gonna miss
mean-
the V style.
Yeah, you about to miss T-Style.
That's crazy.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
All right,
Freestyle
well, hey,
Mondays.
thank
man.
you so much, sir, for being here. I really appreciate it. If I don't see you, have a good summer. All right, dog.
This not yours?
Nah, go ahead and take that to Park's room for me. Thank you.
Jaleel's just left the building. Good. Get out. We'll talk about Infinity Wars real quick.
Yeah, we definitely can.
So, I don't know about you.
Right.
I'm shook up
It
emotionally.
was crazy. I ain't know it was gonna be like that. They're not dead though. Just to let you know.
I know.
Yeah.
But to sit here and still be on this high from Black Panther, the movie,
And then,
And
have
then
my
for him
man's
to
that's
disappear?
that's what I didn't understand is that why my man's had to
it
go.
just happened.
This is no place to die.
And then you died.
Immediately. This is no place to die.
It was crazy.
Wasn't they in Wakanda?
It was in Wakanda. So, I don't know, let's talk big points of the movie.
Yeah.
So, of course, you got just the initial getting everybody together, which is
But which was crazy
cool.
because everybody was never together.
No.
Everybody was never all together.
Yeah, and so, but okay, bro, we got to talk about
Don't talk about my man.
how Hulk got two
Don't talk
piece
about my
in the
man, G. Don't talk about my man. Because they play him. I don't know if that's the way the comics go or not.
Yo,
That's some... That was...
what? He
That was
ran
crazy.
up, was like, no, we got a Hulk.
Right.
Jumped out, bow, bow, and then
Dude's about let him have his fun.
boom, just punched him right in his face. Hulk was confused for a second. He was stunned.
There was so much power behind it. Man, look, this dude Thanos. And that, when they opened the movie with that, I knew it was going to be something because
Yes.
Hulk is, they need the Hulk to
That
win every
dude,
battle.
like-
And he came out 2 minutes into the movie and got beep, 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 and then it was like, sleep.
Mop.
You been seeing
One of
that?
the funniest videos ever, man. Then with the pink, 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 mop, mop.
Oh my God! Because why was he
So
saying he
hip
was doing that?
I'm like, it was a different scenario every single time
Yeah.
he was doing it. But anyway, so you open up the movie with that, which is crazy. Loki is finally killed again, like for real, for
Right,
real.
exactly.
Let's see what else happens. You know, I really liked the fact that Peter Parker showed up and everything. He was doing this thing, got his new suit.
Why did they make his death the saddest?
I don't know. It's because he was the youngest, or because of the relationship he had with Tony Stark. I don't know exactly why.
I don't feel so good.
What's happening? I don't want to die.
I'm sorry.
That movie theater was going up at that point.
For real?
They was pissed. They was I was in there with just a bunch of white people. So
I was in Cartersville, so we ain't had no noises.
Oh, it was a bunch of
just watching.
It was a bunch of white girls, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, he's so young." Like, nah, he gotta die.
Yeah,
He's
he
gone.
gotta go. Thanos won't play around. Bro, Thanos is so much of a dickhead that, like, the part that I still don't understand is that when Scarlet Witch was trying to kill Vision,
Yeah.
she was killing him.
Yes.
But this time, Thanos had already had the Time Stone. So he's trying to fight to get to her to stop him. And she did, she's like, it's over. I already killed him. And he's like, you know what, you're right. My bad. Rewind. Like, dude, like, that's so bogus. Like, and this nigga Vision was getting clapped up the whole movie.
Why was he getting shanked so many times? Like, I'm so confused.
They kept stabbing him, and they kept, like...
in the same spot.
Right. They kept, like, the movie kept stopping, like...
Like, oh, he's really dead this time.
The third time he gets stabbed, I'm like, man, whatever. This nigga ain't trying to fight hard. Like, and she trying to kill the stone. I'm like, I don't want to kill you, whatever. What corny stuff he say? Talking about, no, she's talking about, first of all, she got him killed. Talking about, yeah, I don't feel anything. All I feel is you.
Come on, yo.
This stone is telling him Thanos is coming. And you want to talk about all I feel is you. And now y'all gonna clap this. Man, I don't understand. So much about that movie I don't understand, because Thanos wasn't even the strongest villain. The strongest villain was the dude he was with.
It was Buddy, who you would see like towards the end of Oh, you talking about? So he was actually in the movie.
Yeah, the dude he was talking about. The dude he was with. He was the coldest one.
Oh, who you talking about?
The dude in the beginning who was floating and fighting Doctor Strange.
Was pulling everything.
Bro, he was cold.
Crazy.
I'm like, they're gonna make him die by flying out of the. That was lame.
Man. That was real bogus. I was hoping he was gonna die like for real.
That was corny. Like,
but I guess that was the thing though. You had to outsmart him.
Yeah, that's true.
You had to, and so I guess that's the way to go about it. I don't know. What was other big points? Guardians of the Galaxy was killing it.
Man,
they were super funny.
He was acting like Captain America. I mean, acting like Thor. He trying to change his voice. I was dead.
Are you mocking me? Are you mocking me?
I was dead. And then Drax talking about, I've mastered to stand totally still. I've become invisible.
Got the nerve to grab a chip out of his bag and move real slow, like you can't see him.
Bro, the comedy in that was crazy.
So good.
The Hulk was trying to come out, but Bruce Banner was trying to get him out. He wasn't folding. That was goofy.
That was dope though. That he actually put that suit on. That was cool. What else is going on? I was happy that what's her name? Shuri?
Shuri.
T'Challa's sister
took over.
Yeah, that she was the one to actually do it.
I didn't think about that. Yeah.
She's like, it's real simple. It took 2 seconds. Like, it was crazy. What else happened? Okay, so the part that really bugged me was, so all these little monster things are trying to get through the portal, little force field. And so I get the logic that, yes, they're going to keep trying to come through. They're going to keep getting chopped up, but eventually they're going to make their way around it. Yeah. So we probably should open up this point right here where they come straight through. Right. It's like, yeah, that's cool, but I feel like y'all got to be ready for that. Like, I feel like folks would really ready for that.
I feel like I think one thing, because the thing is that if they all would have got around,
they would have got to Vision.
Yeah, would have got to Vision. They all would have got around the force field.
Yeah.
So they had to open it up to make it so that they don't go to a Vision no more. Because
exactly.
they weren't thinking. They were just trying to go where they can go. So my thing was, so they did that. But my man Thor came through with that thing. But I don't know. I struggle with that. And then what else I struggled with?
The other big dude was pissing me off. One of his Thanos' children, the big like lizard looking.
Oh yeah.
They got his arm chopped off, and then the way he died was crazy.
Yeah, they was tripping.
Yeah.
They was tripping. But it's gonna be a part 2, of course.
Oh yeah, I can't wait. And so
Nick Fury tomorrow. Oh shit.
right.
Disappearing and stuff.
And so at the end, for anybody who's listening to it, obviously spoiler alert. If you haven't watched that yet, it's been out what two weeks? Yeah, you had your time. But so we get the surprise announcement that Captain Marvel is going to be coming into the story, which is awesome. But to be honest with you, I don't know much about Captain Marvel.
She's like second coming to Superman, I think. If
that's what I've heard. Yeah. Like she's like the real deal, and so it's like okay, cool. So then she'll help out, which is awesome. Somebody put out like this fake trailer because it had some scenes from like other movies, but it also looked like it was from potentially from the movie.
I saw that trailer.
Yeah, so I don't know what was going on there, but it was convincing. Whoever put it together, good job, fam. Let's see. I can't wait. I can't wait for it because that was real emotional. It was real emotional. Let's see. So, anything else before we close things out? I guess we can recap the season. I mean, it's been fun.
Yeah, it's definitely been fun, man. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. Definitely had a good time. Different topics, different guests. Shout out to all the guests.
All of them.
For coming through. And so, yeah, we just hope y'all stay around for when we get this other stuff figured out.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's coming soon, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, I hope that we can continue to grow in like what, maybe we can actually start recording ourselves, which would be cool. Doing it. Who knows where this whole thing will go? I'm just excited it's happening. We made it through an entire season.
Yeah, because when you leaving?
I'm leaving on the 21st.
Okay.
Yeah, and I know you graduated this weekend.
Sunday, man. Mother's Day. So the big
you made
day,
it.
Right? Yeah, the big day.
Hey,
you did it, man. So how was that day for you like? What was that day for you like?
Graduation was cool. It was kind of a blur because I didn't get up until late because we was drinking all night before.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna be on that.
So, but you know how they have like the it's the little ceremony they have actually before graduation. I forgot what they call it.
Was it like a breakfast or something?
Not the breakfast. It was like something else they're doing in the chapel, which I didn't go to that. I just slept through that because we didn't have to be there. But yeah, so when I ended up getting up and everything, I think it was around like maybe 11. Finally got out of bed, headed over there. To line up and all that stuff. It was cool, bro. Like, but man, this one professor almost messed my entire day up. I don't think I ever told you about this story. No. So we're getting in line, and my supervisor, or not my supervisor, but my advisor, which I shouldn't have kept my advisor, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. And so he came up to me. He was like, Tyrone, I got to say, I'm surprised you made it to this day.
Are you serious?
Like, what? I graduated with a 3.2. I was a chemistry major. What are you talking about?
Your advisor said that.
My advisor said that.
What's his name?
Dr. Bowen. Dr. Richard Bowen.
He's still here. Is he still here?
He's got to be gone. He's got to be gone. Because I haven't seen him anymore. I haven't been necessarily looking for him. So,
wow.
But yeah, man. So it was
old Dick. Richard Bowen.
Old Dick. Yeah. but other than that, man, it's a lot of fun because I don't know why it doesn't feel like a formal ceremony because the whole section that I was in, we was all cracking jokes the entire time.
Right.
Like we was just waiting just to go up on stage. And one thing I regret is that I didn't say thank you to Dr. Lake who was up there on stage. So like if you see your professor, whatever you've been close with, they up there on stage, say what's up. Yeah, whatever. But other than that, President was cool when he gave me my stuff. Talking about, I'm going to miss you, man, and all this stuff. But it was a lot of fun. You got a lot of your peoples coming through?
Yeah.
Tell them they got to make a whole bunch of noise.
Yeah.
A whole bunch of noise. Because I think who had the loudest reactions, it was between me and AJ. Okay. AJ Clark. Okay. And so I forgot who brought that up. Oh, yeah. But like as soon as he called my name, Dean Feller, he was just like, whoa, like just from like all the noise and everything. So yeah, no, tell your people to make as much noise as they can, because it's definitely a lot of fun, and it goes by really fast. So just enjoy it, be in the moment. Definitely try to say bye to everybody. Like I would say before the ceremony, because everybody's moving around, so you won't be able to see everybody, but all your peoples will be meeting up back at y'all room, so it's whatever. You'll see all your roommates and all that stuff, and so yeah, man, it just goes by fast. Enjoy the moment. It's cool. What you wearing for?
I
the
got
ceremony?
like a little vest, like a little,
little satin,
a little red or white.
Ooh.
Button ups, little bow tie action,
Okay.
dress pants, some little shoes, dress shoes. It's gonna be something decent. I'm gonna go home and get my haircut.
Mm-hmm. You got some suede shoes? Or?
Nah, I ain't suede. It's just some brown patent leather.
Okay.
Yeah. So I
Nothing
think
big. Nothing major.
nothing too crazy, but I'm supposed to be having a dinner back at my house afterwards. So
Oh dang! So you got to pack up.
I'll probably pack before graduation.
Okay.
Just have everything in the car. Just bounce. My family come down in a van and stuff on Saturday.
Okay.
There's
So some people will
stuff
come.
going on Saturday.
Okay.
And some people will come on Sunday too.
Okay, got you.
What you do during senior week?
Oh man, drank a lot. Let's see, slept a lot. Like, I forgot, bro. Like the first half of it, I had to finish an assignment that I was working on this professor with. I had a project I was working with this professor on, and she just kept pushing it back, and so it was just like, we have to work on this. We have to get this done. So I finally got it done and everything. So I think it wasn't until Wednesday when I was really, able to have fun. So, but no, I was able to, link up with everybody. I know some of us was over at the Toot. A lot of drinking goes on, man. You'd be surprised how much alcohol you can drink in a week. But other than that, I think that's the perfect time actually, just to kick back, enjoy everybody and whatever before you head out. Because like I said, that day everybody's ready to go. So other than that, man, graduation is gonna be a lot of fun. A lot of fun. You got them saying your whole like middle name and everything, whole name.
Huh?
Your like your first name, middle name, and your last.
I
You got them
don't
saying
know.
the whole
They
thing.
asked me that. I don't think.
Because I think on they send out
survey or
the
something, right?
Yeah.
They probably gonna say the whole thing. I don't know. I don't know who to talk to, but I probably should figure that out.
Yeah, I mean it's whatever. I mean, the whatever name is on there, because I'm sure when you applied here, you put your full name on the documentation, so that's the name they're gonna go with. Yeah. So unless you tell them to change it, so it's whatever. But nah, man, graduation's gonna be a lot of fun. But definitely, like Vel said, thank you so much for everybody who listened. I know I definitely enjoyed this as well. We got a little something we gonna do here, but we're going to cut off the record and, make sure everything's right because we about to get to it. You're going to see. It's a little surprise we got it for y'all.
Yeah,
but thank y'all so much, man. Season 1. We done. We out here.
Yeah.